contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the IWC Super Indy Championship.
The Super Indy Championship has been a staple of the International Wrestling Cartel since March of 2002. I believe it was March 22nd to be exact, when the official inaugural Super Indy tournament took place. Super Hentai was the first winner. He beat Christopher Daniels in the finals. Fast forward to Super Indy 4, as J-Rock alluded to earlier, that's when this man, Big League John McChesney, became a man. He outlasted Glenn Spector, some guy named CM Punk, and he outlasted Low-Key in the finals, a chop barrage that turned McChesney's chest 10 different shades of red and purple. But McChesney stood up for himself, fought toe-to-toe, and that was the first of 4 Super Indy Championship reigns in John McChesney's illustrious career, en route to being a heavyweight champion as well. John has not held the Super Indy Championship in nearly a decade at this point. He can win it for a 5th time if he can dethrone Chris LeRusso. Of course, at ringside, Daniel Hooven, our regular photographer, who McChesney took under his wing when Hooven was forced into action thanks to the reset button back in January. But this is all about McChesney's chance at redemption, because this man openly mocked and ridiculed John McChesney when he and Hooven were unsuccessful a couple of weeks ago, that man being Chris LeRusso.
And for me, especially being like an athlete like myself, tournament tested, tournament proven, going in there, I know the prestige that comes with being in the Super Indy tournament. I've tried at it twice. I hate the fact that I've gone out in the first round, and that's a testament, both times, but that's a testament to how good the competition is every time they put it into the Super Indy. John McChesney, he's a man that I'm very, very familiar with, having watched a lot of his work doing his thing. And this man right here, Chris LeRusso, he's arrogant, but he's got the kind of credentials and in-ring savvy to back it up. Recently in ROH's Top Prospect Tournament, there is a reason why he was there, and he showed it in the most recent Super Indy Tournament, and I'm sure that he's looking to show it again against Big League John McChesney. McChesney, I almost got to feel like it's almost like a Return to the King story right here. He told me it's been 10 years since it's the last time that he's winning. He's looking to see if he's got that one more run in it. We just saw recently with, you just mentioned Christopher Daniels, he had to take another shot at it, and after all that time, all the service that he's put in for Ring of Honor, was able to claim the gold for himself. And this man, Big League John McChesney, shut up Chris LeRusso and go back on top of the throne one more time. It's like Jordan coming back nowadays to go against the new school and be able to pull another NBA championship. Can it be done? I would love to see it, but he's got some hard work ahead of him from a man that's ring-tested along the likes of Chris LeRusso.
You can look at the men that have come out of the Top Prospect Tournament: Leo Rush, Donovan Dijak, Matt Taven, Hansen. Certainly that's a breeding ground for future talent, but so too have been the list of Super Indy champions.
Absolutely.
This is the former multiple-time world heavyweight and Super Indy champion, the IWC legend, Big League John McChesney. And his opponent, bringing coming to the ring by PC Steel and the new crime scene, Paul Nasty, from Pennsylvania. Weighing in at 186 pounds, he is an entrant in the 2017 Ring of Honor Top Prospect Tournament and the current IWC Super Indy Champion, the heir apparent, Chris LeRusso.
You talk about the prestige of the Super Indy Championship. Through the years, so many important names, like AJ Styles, Chris Sabin, Delirious, Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney, Corey Graves, Sterling James Keenan, Shima Zion, DJ Z, Dylan Bostic, Facade, Gory, Sammy Callahan. On through the years, Josh Alexander this
Cedric
past
Alexander, I lost to him in my first Super Indy tournament. Look what he's doing.
Certainly Cedric, a Super Indy competitor as well. But all these champions have helped pave the way, have helped carve what Super Indy is. But when you think about Super Indy, to me, being here for 14 years, being here for almost all the Super Indy years, you think of two names. The man that started it all, Super Hentai, and the man that took it to a new level, John McChesney. Can McChesney get back to the position that helped him define his career?
And I know IWC has been around longer than I've actually been in the business. And around that time, McChesney, he was out running those roads around the time when I was just starting. So, like, this is a big deal to be able to see him go in there and go ahead and take a look. Like, he was a guy I was reading about in Wild Magazine, the aftermaths, or at the early advents of the internet when it was going forward. And now, here we are. He's coming back trying to go ahead and regain. Well, he'll never lose his spot as far as it goes in the eyes of the fans here at IWC. But it's more than just beating the man that's across from him. It's silencing a doubt in the top of his head. Like, can I get back to the top of the mountain again? But I love, as much as, like I said again, I can't stand the arrogance of LeRusso taking his time, recognizing the fact that he is the champion. McChesney's got to beat him.
I think really what it comes down to with John is I think John resents how Chris LeRusso carries himself. Chris calls himself the heir apparent. Feels that the legacy of IWC and Super Indy and certainly all the great things to come are his for the taking. And as you see a 2 count there. And Chris feels that when the end chapter is written on the Super Indy title, Chris LeRusso's name will be synonymous with that championship, and not John McChesney, and not a Super Hentai, and not an AJ Styles. And I think McChesney sees LeRusso as being a little bit too big for his britches right now with the way he carries himself. LeRusso openly mocked McChesney when McChesney was unsuccessful at getting a tag team championship matchup, and McChesney is in a situation where he has a chance to not just not build the legacy, but cement it. Yeah. Really go down in history.
I can see that, and it's one of those cases almost where it's like daddy's home in this particular situation. So he's here to clean it up when it's all said and done. Going ahead and backing him up on that, pushing him off, up and over, down to try and go for the trip. Doesn't get it. Big drop kick to the chest, sending LeRusso to the outside, but he holds on, skins the cat. But I'm not sure how well. Bam, deja vu, right back into another drop kick. And I'm noticing with this, even though McChesney has been dominating offensively in this match, LeRusso has known when to kind of step away using the ropes, not trying to exert too much energy to try and go ahead and stop him. I feel almost in a way, almost trying to rope-a-dope him, but I don't know how much of this he could take with those knife-edge chops and getting pretty much just browbeat across the ring right now, sounding off like a gunshot over there on his chest.
John McChesney with those intense chops that he learned the hard way from battling Low-Ki. McChesney's actually wearing the exact same kick pads that he wore against Low-Ki. And that best-of-3 series that started in the Super 84 finals and turned into a full-fledged rivalry over the years. I believe they ended up having 4 matches because one was a draw. Certainly made McChesney the man he was and certainly still is. John went on to become cumulatively the longest reigning IWC heavyweight champion in history, and as we mentioned, the most Super Indy title reigns. So John has stapled himself as the man. Hey, when we did for the 200 show, the top 200 stars in IWC history, John McChesney was #1 for a reason, and he's lived up to that every single day.
Oh, absolutely. As far as
what could have him here? No.
And he's looking crisp right now. Big belly to back suplex right now. Taking his time to grind his man down a little bit here. He's taking his pin opportunities where he can get it, but in the meantime, just giving him a little something he can feel. LeRusso grabbing him by the tights, sending him out to the apron, but not enough to hurt him or whatnot. McChesney still with his wherewithal, big forearm to the side of the neck. Looking like some type of springboard. You mentioned CM Punk earlier. This is what's going on?
Benjamin C. Steele and Falk Nasty, the distraction, and LeRusso hurling McChesney awkwardly into those steel guardrails.
He's got to stay focused as far as it goes on this match. Everything is going to go off. I learned that lesson earlier in my match today. You got to keep your eye on the prize when it comes to what's going on. And there's so much at stake here. He's got his legacy at stake. Being that you said he was already held it 4 times before, right?
Yes, sir. So into the post. Gosh.
And this is really not looking good if he's trying to go for that 5th time. And he's letting LeRusso get in his head like this. Into the post, like you said, he's got him a little dazed and confused right now. Now I'm thinking LeRusso is finding something to exploit as he drops that elbow right across the trachea.
Yeah, LeRusso's in his element now, slow, methodical, and cerebral. LeRusso's biggest strength is never going to be his power or his mass. It's always going to be the way he can outthink you and out-connive you.
I mean, some of the best wrestlers of our time.
Oh, gosh! And let's not forget about the striking ability, trained in numerous martial arts, multiple trips to the Ring of Honor dojo, student of the game in every type of combat sport is Chris LeRusso who gets 2.
I'm super surprised that he didn't put it away with that Muay Thai knee right there. Just jumped up, just got him, and caught him right across the bridge of the jaw right there as far as it goes. So that's a quick one. That'll stagger you. If it doesn't knock you out, it'll at least put you in another time zone for a minute. And you definitely don't have to set your clock back when you get hit with one of those.
McChesney just now getting his wits about him. Oh!
Right back with that big chop. Sounding off, hitting the ropes with speed.
Oh! And you see the essence, Shug. If McChesney can fire off those chops, he firmly has the advantage. If LeRusso can bring his feet and his legs into the striking game, it becomes advantage champion.
Absolutely. You could get a chalk outline around McChesney right now. But
we'd have him here, 2 endo.
McChesney, I will say this, I don't know if it was just savvy, like body control, or if it was just luck. But notice the way he fell down, he just straight tree fall right to his face. That extra second that it took to even roll him on his back could have been the difference between a match. You know, we could have packed everything up right now in this match.
And sensing some desperation from LeRusso here as the referee detected LeRusso on the first attempt, Daniel Hooven the second, and Bulk Nasty is pursuing Hooven. He's got Hooven. And this guy is barely out of wrestling training. Come on!
God, he just savaged him on the floor right there.
Bulk Nasty, a bully as usual. Hooven's just trying to look out for his buddy and make sure this is a fair fight, and Bulk Nasty taking liberties.
God, just stepping all over him. McChesney getting hurt in the ring, and then his friend getting hurt on the outside. Like, this is not a good look right now.
But Shug, do you sense desperation from LeRusso from going to the ropes so frequently?
Absolutely. I mean, but like if you're LeRusso and you're the champ, you gotta know I'm not getting paid by the hour out here. You know, like a win is a win is a win is a win. Like, as much as I hate like having to put your feet on the ropes and go ahead and do it.
I know you see Bulk Nasty getting involved again, this time in McChesney.
Yeah, this is not good, and it's not looking good for McChesney. He already had enough mentally to have to overcome to be able to go ahead and do this. Physically to overcome with the man across from him, but all this extra stuff that's added on top of that, this is not looking good.
And Shug, you know from your Super Indie Tournament entrance, and you know from it's like Cradle here, McChesney 2-0. You know from your entrance and from your research, as LeRusso with a picture-perfect drop kick, that what Bulk and BC Steel are doing is not what Super Indie was built on, not what Super Indie was meant to be. It was meant to be about honor, about respect, about athletic competition in the ring, about just who can step up and push their body beyond its normal limits. And in recent years with the Bostics and the RJs, and especially with the LeRussos, we just see that line more blurred and more disrespectful.
Absolutely. Dropping those knees in to go ahead and stop what looked like that angle slam variant that he was going for. Putting him up to the top rope, looking to see what's going on. And you're absolutely correct. Super Indie was built on the ability of being able to take some of the best up-and-comers, some of the best stars that were out on the indie circuit at any given time, and creating dream matches and finding out who was truly the best of that bunch and honoring who that best of that bunch was. Every year, man on man, no BS behind it. But you're absolutely right. There's just too much shenanigans involved behind it now.
Let's think about it. We've mentioned a lot of names: Christopher Daniels, Cedric Alexander, El Generico, Sami Zayn, Adam Cole. All these men have competed for the Super Indie Championship and not won it. They fell short, and look at their body of work.
Absolutely.
That shows you the competitive field we've had throughout the years here in IWC. But look at this high-risk situation as McChesney going to take a chance with LeRusso high above.
Big superplex right there. And McChesney not able to take advantage of going right into the immediate pin because of the punishment that he's already suffered. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Cover! Oh!
Only a 2 count. Now imagine if he still had something left in the tank. Not only would he have got that, he probably would have hooked a leg on top of that too. Very easy to kick out of just an arm drag.
Yeah, it's the impact of that superplex took so much out of both men, and now this is the embodiment of Super Indie to me, because who is going to adapt and adjust? Who's going to push themselves, get to their feet first, and come up fighting?
Absolutely. Oh, going straight to the head work on that as far as goes to that headbutt, back to the forearm, throat thrust.
Forget standing, let's go right to the fighting.
Very low European right there from LeRusso. Now we're back to the forearms, and it's about who wants it now at this point. Oh!
Well, you can't deny both these men won it, but who wants it so bad they refuse to take no for an answer.
You can't get better chops at a butcher shop. Oh my God, McChesney going to work. Big back elbow, big clothesline right there. He's going into that second wind. He's going into that gear that you got to push. This is what creates champions right here. This is what got him to 4 reigns. Runs off with him.
TKO. Woo! A McChesney specialty. This could be all 2.5.
Fire Pro kick out right there. That could have been, it was right there, man. Right there.
We've seen McChesney beat many a man with that maneuver, but LeRusso, always a student of the game. I can't take that away from him. Certainly he's had tons and tons of Super Indy matches of McChesney to scout.
Our referee in this match is moving around right now. He's almost sweating his part out here right now. Spins through, tried to go for that knee again, but he had it scouted this time. Stopped him, chopped him.
Cliffhanger DDT. McChesney connects. McChesney learned that from his rivalry with Chris Sabin. BC Steel, what the hell?
Are you serious right now?
This is ridiculous.
And by are you serious right now, I mean by his outfit. He looks like he picked up a Hot Topic special.
And Bulk Nasty in the ring. Can somebody do something? Wait a minute. Hoovin with a low blow. I love it.
Oh, my goodness. Well.
I McChesney a thrust kick.
Big super kick right there to go ahead and put him down.
Somebody get rid of these. All right, LeRusso. LeRusso, the opportunist. LeRusso gonna beat him, no.
That was looking like that was about to be a done data right there, but McChesney digging deep, pulling himself back in. He's trying to show these people that he's back here for that 5th time around.
We've seen the TKO. We saw the cliffhanger DDT. That's deep in McChesney's arsenal. And not to use a cliche, but that really is vintage John McChesney. We saw him come to prominence in so many Super Indy battles over the years, and McChesney is breaking out the hits to try to reclaim Super Indy glory. Couple of thrust kicks connect.
We haven't quite reached.
Got him!
3 count.
Great call by the official, waving off the 3.
Oh my goodness, I thought that was it.
LeRusso had his hand on the rope before 3. It was the right call.
I was about to say we haven't quite reached Young Buck levels of super kicks around here, but when you put them away, I swear to you, if that was an inch away from the ropes, that was a wrap.
Could you imagine being John McChesney and thinking you had this title in your hands and being told no, it was only 2?
That's got to be a severe disappointment, but he's got to come back from this.
Shoulders down for 2.
It's just like a bad call in sports. You got to keep it moving. 1, 2, rolls through with the leg lace. 1, 2.
Just got check time for both men here. Even keel.
Goes for a schoolboy.
No,
not like this. Not like this. That is incredibly disappointing if you are John McChesney and you are watching this. Clarissa LeRusso with the schoolboy and then made sure to pull on top of the middle rope for the extra leverage to ruin the comeback trail for John McChesney.
It was LeRusso again. Who can be more conniving? LeRusso used the rope break to his advantage and then purposefully ignored the rope break to cheat to beat John McChesney.
You look at me. I have been here for 15 of these 16 years in IWC. I've gone through Norm, I've gone through Chuck. I thought you were the first fair one ever to run this place, huh? But every time that I come out here, I got LeRusso call me out and there's 2 goons coming after me. They cheated again. So I want an answer by the end of tonight. I want a rematch in Boyd, in Meadville. And I want a referee that's competent enough to call the match without those idiots at ringside.
John McChesney, his journey continues. He feels he's entitled to one more shot at the Super Indy Championship, and honestly, I can't argue with him.
If you look at the footage on this, the championship committee, whoever makes those decisions, he's got to be back in the running to go ahead and at least get one more shot. I feel for John McChesney right now, but he has nothing to be ashamed of. He left it all in the ring, and I'm hoping soon that he gets another shot to prove to everyone and to this crowd that he truly is everything that he says he is, and that's Big League.
Shook D, thanks for hanging out with us.
Appreciate it, man. Always a pleasure. Keep those STDs away from me. All right.